What's going on, everyone? Podcast time, Saturday. So many interesting things that no one will ever hear before, during, and probably after this podcast. One of my favorite people to interview and to just talk to in general. She drove all the way out from the beach.
Woo-hoo.
She has nothing better to do on a Saturday.
It's a true story.
Get a life. As I'm here too.
I'm all judgy.
Judgy. And we're both hungry. So
Totally.
it might get aggressive real quick in here.
Yep.
And if you hear some noises, that's our stomachs.
Yeah.
And we're drinking sparkling
Cheers.
ice. Cheers. 5 calories, everyone. That's how you start a podcast, huh? So I know you are.
Ask what's in it.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it gets dicey. So why don't you introduce yourself again?
So my name is Aimee Boess. I am an education specialist. So I spend majority of my life caring for everybody else. And I'm somebody who is also very interested in learning more about others on a very different level. So I don't know. We'll start with that.
I think I will say, I think one of my favorite things talking to you about, or talking to you in general, is that we talk about things that are like the level below, right? So like most people talk surface things, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
What happened in the game, what's going on with this, what's going on with that.
At first I didn't know what you meant. Okay, yeah.
But like for us, we don't really have too many life's connections, right? We have one common friend, right?
Yep.
And so when we speak, we're talking about like in theory or in human being habits and
like professional development.
Yes. So when we
speak,
it's not what we talk about is none surface. It's everything below.
Yeah.
Because that's
You're right.
So every time we have a conversation with each other, that's why like our conversations always go like in this like dark hole spiral, right? Where like so much time will pass because it's like we get in this one topic and then another topic and then it just keeps on spiraling down and we're like, where did we start this? And I was like, I asked how your Tuesday was, and then all of a sudden we're in this. No,
it's true, because I mean like right now,
it's
I've
2
been
o'clock.
here for hours.
Yeah, hours.
Had no idea.
Never realized it.
No.
Yeah. So we were just talking about this, about when you follow people, because like we were talking that we've only met, this is our second time meeting in person.
Yes.
And but we follow each other on Instagram.
Yep.
And we go in the DMs, and she has a problem with DMs and text at the same time, makes no sense. I can't even keep up with it. It's like one subject and another subject and another subject. But anyways, we're working on this. And so we were talking, but it is true, and this happened to me the other night. That's why I want to talk about it. It's like someone brought up something about me, and I'm like, you don't realize in social media I'm just playing a character. That's not my life. It's what I want people to see about my life. It's the image I want to create to the world.
Yes.
For my brand as a business owner, as whatever you want to call it. But I think that's the problem. I think so many people see it, and especially if their social media is their life, they assume everyone's social media is their life.
Agreed.
And they don't understand it's truly not. Like we were talking, me and Zach, the guy training me, we were talking about women and men.
Yes.
That are fitness people. It's like maybe 4 months out of the year they're that shredded.
Oh, true.
But they do tons of photo shoots, and they can post the whole year long.
Yes.
That's not truly them throughout the year. There's no way, even on gear,
you
cannot be that shredded and that lean year round. It's impossible.
It's not healthy.
It's not healthy for one. It's just impossible.
Well, and like you had even said, so like it was February that I was here last.
Yeah.
It's April now, and I was definitely getting back into being shredded, but then I had some medical setbacks, and I'm still trying to get through those. And so you were like, you definitely have abs, which yes, majority of the time I do. Right now, do I? No. I'm not like morbidly obese. I still work to stay in shape, but you're right. Like those pictures,
I know.
that is not them.
That's not. So that's the problem, is that people think it is.
Yes.
Because the normal person uses Instagram to post their daily life.
Yes.
When people use the platform for brand recognition or business,
agreed,
that is not their life.
Right. It's not
it's
physically
impossible.
possible. How interesting, though, that you said character. I've never heard somebody say character.
Yeah.
And it's true, because that's the narrative you're creating for the people who are following you.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily.
So then even when you see me in public, if I'm in a scene where I know I have to be that character, I then have to turn that character on.
Oh, interesting.
So when people think I'm like a super like extrovert. I want to talk to everyone.
Okay.
It could not be farther from the truth. I hate talking to strangers.
Okay, see, and that's something that people probably wouldn't get from you, just like people probably wouldn't get it from me.
Yeah.
I'm extremely introverted, like painfully so. I mean, I'm like the kind of person who reads 4 books a week.
Yeah.
I am so
I'm surprised you
awkward.
left the house for this. You're
Okay.
like, I need one in-person meeting a week.
I'm
And I've hit my
telling you.
quota and I gotta go.
I am growing. Ever since once upon a time, I went to Walmart for masking tape, and then I got this new bike
It's
with
for
this.
this famous mountain bike. For $200, everyone.
It's not even a mountain bike.
Oh,
it's a
beach cruiser.
with
Does it have gears?
3 gears, and it is the most beautiful, life-changing experience of my life. Like, I am digging
It
riding
forces
on
you
the
to get
beach.
you out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought the dogs were good and
No.
the gym pass was good. This bike may have just revolutionized the way I socialize. I talked to 3 people yesterday, actually technically 4, because there were 2 guys that were together, so that's 2 separate people, just saying.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have never had those social interactions. Like, most days I go without socializing outside of my regular circle.
I'd put headphones in to go to Target because I don't want anyone to talk to me.
I listen to books while I go to Target.
It's like the other day I was at Costco and I had a pack of Red Bull, sugar-free, healthy. And this guy goes
Shout
like,
out to my trainer.
yeah, the guy goes, hey man, where'd you get that Red Bull? I'm like, oh, against the back wall over there. He goes, all right, cool. And then he kept trying to talk to me. And I was like putting my headphone back in because I don't want to talk to him.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's something I'm just not good at. I'm just not good at making small talk for no reason.
Oh my God, I feel like that too. Almost like it's a little bit taxing. It's an effort.
It's an effort. It's
Yes.
more difficult. It's harder for me to do that than this. It is harder for me to make small talk with a stranger
I could see that.
than to be on stage in front of 500 people and do a presentation.
Oh, that's funny. I feel like that too.
Because I know that's my world.
Yes.
I know what to expect.
Yes.
And there's an outcome for the energy that I'm going to put in there. There's an outcome that comes out of it,
Yeah.
right? Small talking with someone, there's really no outcome for that makes me feel good, right? Like, what am I going to get, a new friend?
Yeah.
I don't really want one.
Controlled environment versus uncontrolled environment.
Well, it's just like I don't have any reason to small talk with you.
Okay, I do have to say that I was very proud of myself and brave. I made a new friend at the gym. Shout out to Abby.
But did you make the friend or she came up to you?
100% you're right. You called me on it right
Yeah.
there. You nailed it. I would have never talked
would've
to
gonna
her.
talk to her.
She approached me.
Yeah. It's like the 2 people I talked to at the gym, the only reason I talked to them is because Zach knows them and now like we see each other every day there.
That's so, yeah.
But I don't think I would like sit down and talk to them if I ran into them in person and be like, hey, what's up? And just keep walking.
Yeah, I'm like that. Like, we were talking about dating apps too, right?
Oh, that's why I'm terrible at them.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I'm terrible at dating, I think.
Oh, same. My sister was like, you're the worst.
Because of small talk, I'm terrible at small talk because it's like, I really like, because that's surface talking, right?
Yes.
How was your day? Great.
Yeah.
How was your day? Great. Okay. Where do we go from here now?
Yeah. Like, you definitely have to try a lot
And I'm super
harder.
sarcastic. And that doesn't work well over text.
No.
You know
I
what
was
I mean?
just going to say,
Yeah.
because there's no tone or inflection.
There's no tone.
Yeah.
That's why I don't text people.
Yeah.
I only call.
You would definitely come off like a dick in that situation. To a
100%.
woman. She'd be like, what the?
Be like, why'd you take a shot at me? I just met you.
Like, you sent me something and I was like, ha ha.
Yeah.
Oh, it was about, because I said I need to make sure I shower before
Yeah.
I come.
And I was like, no one wants to smell like a homeless person.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally. And I was just like, haha, like, that's funny to me because I totally knew that you were joking.
Well, because I brought up the homeless person who used to live in your backyard.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing too. Like I like tactical jokes, right?
Yes.
Like I am very good at remembering stuff. So like I'll remember stuff to then bring up later as a shot at you.
Yes.
Because I think taking jokes at people is what levels you up to having a relationship with that person.
Ooh, I could see that.
Because you would never make a shot at a random person. Most people wouldn't.
I mean, some people do, and then I
it's-
think they piss them off.
But most time
'cause-
it's keyboard warriors. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
in person,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
See what I mean?
Keyboard warriors, also
Yeah.
known as trolls. Got it. Okay.
Trolls, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
But like friends or having a relationship with someone, in my opinion, is the level that you can bust each other's balls.
100%.
Right? So it's like if I make fun of you,
Yep.
we're cool.
Yep.
Because then I feel comfortable with doing that.
Yes.
And so it's like, if you don't know that's who I am, if I sent that text to some person I barely knew, they'd be like, okay, you know?
That's so true.
Right?
They'd be like, what the?
And that's I have to be careful with clients. Because like sometimes I'm like super short and I have to remind myself like.
Okay, sometimes I'm like that in my professional environment as well. And like somebody had made a mistake and then they tried to like CC people that could essentially get me in trouble. And it was like, no, please refer to this email on this date and time when you said this and you were going to do this, but you didn't do this. So because of this, we are where we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I probably needed to be a little bit more tactical about that.
You're
but
a bitch.
You know what? I'm a dude.
You're a dude.
Like you called it. I'm
You're
a
a
dude.
dude.
I'm like, let's go. This is how it is. I have business to take care of.
But you know what's funny? I think people appreciate that, right? Like I had someone DM me last night at midnight, or not midnight, like 10:30. Sorry. And it was like,
Small booty call.
No, I have a story about that. But like, and it was like, hey, I really have always appreciated your honesty and your directness in our conversations.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I wrote him back. I said, I appreciate that. And I said, the reason I am that way because I want the same thing from everyone else around me.
Same.
Because why are we wasting time?
Yes.
I tell people all the time, I don't have time to fluff something up with you.
Yes, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's right or wrong, but also, I mean, in some aspects, you do have to be cautious of the fact that others are more sensitive or insecure. No. But you know what? In my profession, I have to be. And I mean, right?
Yeah.
So like, there are times where I'm like, okay, you have to understand, like, I look at it as a disability, honestly, for most people. And maybe that's my survival mechanism to not be such an...
Yeah. If people thought you were nice, they are totally wrong.
Oh, no. I am nice.
You're a nice person.
I have a low tolerance for bull.
Or stupid people.
Or wasting time.
Wasting time.
I don't like wasting time.
Well, I hate the things that should take like one. Maybe that's why I hate texting.
Oh.
Because something that should take like a phone call, which takes 1 minute, takes 30 texts.
Okay, so here's the other thing. I know you hate phone calls, but if you're asking...
No, I love phone calls.
Oh.
Love phone.
Just not on your business.
No, the reason I don't pick up the phone for business calls is because I want to know why they're calling to figure out, then I'm more prepared for that call, right? Which then makes me look like an expert.
Yes.
Right? Because now if you call me with a question and I don't know the answer,
right?
What good comes from me picking on the phone not knowing the answer? I have to hang up and call the person that knows that answer. And then what does it do? It looks like I'm not on top of what's going on.
Okay, I can see that.
Right? But if you send me a voicemail or text, is this, and this getting done? If I don't know, I call my assistant or I call whoever I need to call.
Right.
And then I call him back. And what do I look like? I look like I know what the heck I'm talking about.
True. And you know what? That's true because you had explained that to me before. And then you did say that you thought texting was a waste of time. That's right. I had mixed it up. I don't know why I thought you were saying the other, but...
So, yeah. So I don't like... And the other thing, too, is like when there's certain calls that I have to be prepared for that I don't like being caught off guard on. Right? So, like, if I want to know the person's tone before I make that call because that changes my tactic on how to handle them.
I can see that.
Yeah. That's another reason why I don't like emails and texts because I can't tell the person's tone. Are they upset? Are they not upset? Mm-hmm. Are they really pissed off? Is it a big deal? Is it really not a big deal?
Right.
Like people will put something in a text that they act like is the biggest deal ever, and then you get on the phone with them, and it's like not even a big deal.
True.
And then
I've definitely experienced that.
And then they're like, you're like, dude, I literally thought I was calling you to walk you off a cliff right now, and you're like already over it.
Yeah.
Because it's so quick.
Yes.
To like write a message and put exclamation mark at the end.
Oh, and not only that, sometimes you can assume worst intention because you're not hearing the actual tone. And then, like you said, when
that's
you
why
make
I don't think
phone
anyone
call,
should ever, people in relationships should ever do anything in text.
True, because there's no tone.
There's zero tone.
Yeah, I can see that.
And there's too much time between, right? Like you can read a message and then stew over it.
Yes.
Right? In a conversation, like I feel like texting is like bullet points.
Yes.
It's like you shoot a bullet point, and then you shoot a bullet point, and then you shoot a bullet point, and you shoot a bullet point. It's
my
not
mental
really,
notes.
Yeah, you're like not even arguing. You're just like bullet point, bullet point, bullet point.
Yeah.
And then it gives you time to like think of like, oh, like what about this and what about that? But if you're on the phone, you're like, listen, especially something stupid. You're like, hey, listen, like I messed up. This is why.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I made a mistake. It won't happen again. Da da da. All right, move on.
Okay, so that brings me to then something thinking about what we were talking about in your office where you talked about essentially like, am I allowed to say?
Yeah, say whatever.
Owning your
Yeah.
Like, I really respect that because you said if you mess up, you want to own it.
Just make a mistake. You made a mistake. Okay, move on.
That's so awesome because I feel like so many people aren't owning their stuff and they're just putting it on everybody else.
Because the world doesn't allow us to, right? Because everyone thinks they have to be perfect.
Oh.
That's why social media is like a perfect image of everyone's life that's not there.
True.
So everyone never wants to think they're going to make a mistake. More people are scared of making mistakes than the actual mistake.
Oh.
And then here's the thing. If you why do you even care about the mistake?
Yeah.
Because most mistakes doesn't kill anyone.
Right.
Most mistakes don't really financially hurt you.
Right.
So what is the mistake? Why are you so worried about making a mistake? You're worried about making a mistake is the judgment of other people.
Yes.
That's it. And if you get that away.
So fear of failure.
The fear of failure is not the actual failure. It's the perception of everyone else judging your failure.
That's true. Oh, gosh. Yeah. See, this
so
goes
when you
along
care
with
about
all the
nothing
books. Mm-hmm.
and you care about no one's opinion, you're not scared of failure anymore.
Yeah, you're safe.
I don't care. Because who can really make fun of me? Seriously.
Also, I think sometimes people are so judgmental now, and it's like, for what? Because, I mean, if you're happy and other people are happy, like their happiness is their deal to worry about.
Yeah.
Your happiness is your deal to worry about.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're doing everything that you need to do, want to do, what?
Exactly.
That's like 2021. That's my anthem
I'm just saying,
right now.
like, it's just like, what's the, like, if you care about no one's opinion, right? But let me reverse that for a second. If you have proven in your life that you're terrible at making decisions,
Oh, okay.
then you have to be so self-aware that what you're doing is correct. One time, me and my mom got in an argument, and she said something. I said, when the world starts proving me that I'm wrong, I'll start believing it.
Okay.
But the world proves to me that I'm right a lot,
Yeah.
and so that's what we're going to go with.
I've noticed the more that I listen to other people's opinions, the worse off I am.
You should never.
But I don't know why.
But why would you? I mean, that's the thing is like, because the problem that you have to face, you know, is that like our opinions are based on the situations that we've come across in life.
True.
And our belief systems.
Yes.
Right? So like what I believe could be totally different than what you believe because of things that have happened in my life that didn't happen in your life.
Or especially because you have a male perspective versus
100%.
female perspective.
And that's why this world is so screwed, right? Is because we're all trying to be like, if I'm a white male middle class person, I have no idea what it is to be a black man from the hood, but I want to perceive myself on how they should react and act to items, right? How do I know? I've never dealt with their situation, right?
True.
Right? It's like, so for me to then pass judgment at what they're doing, right? Of course they're going to disagree with me because one, it looks like I'm attacking them when I'm attacking them from a scenario that I don't even know about.
It does put them in a defensive position.
And I think that's the thing that doesn't make sense is that we in scenarios in life, if it doesn't affect you on a daily basis, it's pocket by pocket by pocket.
Yeah.
But when it's like we were talking about walking your dogs and being a woman and being scared, right? And that's what women have to face. That men never have. Most men never have. Sometimes I feel like, we all have like spidey sense, you want to call it. Like sometimes I'll be walking the dogs in the night and I'm just kind of like, this guy kind of looks sketchy.
Yes. Like
I'm going to go into this door. Normally I keep walking, going to the next one. I'm going to just go in this one, right?
Yes.
So it does happen, but you guys have to be worried about just walking down the street in the middle of the day or leaving a restaurant or going down to your car, but alone. Like, because, at the end of the day, I know women and men are equal, they want to be the same, but like at the end of the day, like most men can kick any girls.
Yes.
Right? Like,
it's true.
It's true. So,
like just genetics.
Genetically, yes. So it's like
look at my neck versus your neck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your hand would go
literally around it.
Yeah. That's it.
And so for me to be like, why do you feel that way? Like, act differently.
It would be ignorant.
It's ignorant.
Yes.
To just be like, I don't have, and here's the other thing I think I don't have an opinion on that subject because I don't know. That's also another thing.
That is a brave thing to say.
I don't know.
I respect that. And I think some people are afraid to say they don't know.
I don't know.
Like, you know what is so interesting? Because I definitely remember as a student having teachers almost profess the knowledge that they lacked. And so as an educator, I have worked so hard to make sure that I'm just like, ooh, I don't know. But that's a good question. When in doubt, Google it out. Let's check it out. And like,
well, what does it go back to? I don't know. You saying I don't know is the fear that someone's going to judge you for not having a lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Going back to, if you really don't care what anyone thinks about you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're right. It does circle back to that.
It circle backs right to that.
Yeah.
And then let's go even deeper. What it goes down to is confidence.
Yeah. Oh,
I am so confident in my skin.
Yes.
That I can be this way.
That's so true. That's so funny. And I think for me, because I like when I don't know, it's almost like this.
It's encouraging.
Yes.
Yes.
I do like to say, oh, I don't know. That's so fun. Let's find out together.
Well, and the thing is, too, because why do you feel that way? You have your master's, right?
Yeah.
You're in education. You are self-independent. You have a good job. You make money. You live on your own, right? Like,
I'm single.
You're
I'm
single.
bilingual. No, I'm just kidding.
She rides a beach cruiser with 3 gears, right?
And a pineapple.
And a
that
pineapple to
holds
hold
my
a drink. Like, so, but why do you have it? Because you have confidence. And what people don't realize is confidence is like the most important thing in the game.
Yeah. That's so
Nothing
true.
outbeats confidence. I'll take someone who's very confident over anyone else.
But you know what I think? Confidence has come from discipline.
It could, yeah.
Because I've been so disciplined to get to where I want to be.
Well, you put the hard work in to become confident.
Yes.
Right? It's like I truly believe, especially right now because of social media and like everyone's body's the same, you know what I mean? Like, don't fat shame anyone.
Oh, yeah.
But like, if you notice, a lot of the girls that are like thick in that world still have like moments where they crash. Where they have like they spiral out of control. So the question is, are they truly confident, or are they just putting this front on to do what they do, but deep down inside they're still not confident with their body?
Oh, for a social expectation.
Yeah.
You know what's so interesting too? So one of the books by Brene Brown, she talks about how women and men obviously are always held to a social standard. So women stereotypically are meant to stay small, stay thin, and literally this is like a study that she did where it talks about people's expectations of a woman, and it's essentially like you're meant to do it all: stay small, stay thin, don't ever let anybody see you sweat. That's what she says. And I'm like, that's so true. But also in the same breath, she says about men, be brave, be strong. And one of the words she was like, I hate to say it, but I'm not allowed to change the verbiage of what people are using. She said men, when they were polled or interviewed or asked, would say, don't be a that your job is
100%.
to be able to beat up anybody else.
Yeah. You got to handle anything that comes your way.
Like, you get on the white horse and don't you dare fall off.
And the moment you deep down, you have to worry about, is the woman I'm with going to be upset that I'm not that man anymore?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's another like really brave thing to look at too, because she does say that if you show me a woman who can sit with a man in his shame in a moment of weakness, is also a woman who's been doing her work, because a lot of women were not able to do that. And that's true. I mean, I am ashamed to say it, and this will forever be recorded. I was with a guy. I mean, I was dating him. I was young 20s. And because of my belief system and how I was raised, which there's nothing wrong with that, it was very like, don't ever let anybody see you cry. I essentially told him, like, don't let me see you cry.
Yeah.
And that's shame on me. Have I grown since then? Yes. Have I learned so much since then? Yes. Am I ashamed to admit that? Well, it's more like I feel guilty. It's not that I am bad. What I said was bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
So that's the thing, is then it's like society, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
don't envy men.
Go verse back to this. Like, there's no, when I see a man that is with a woman and he's not taking care of his family financially or whatever way, right? I look at it as like, dude, like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, I pass judgment at that person because, like, I was raised in the way I think thing. It's like my job to provide and to take care of. That's what my dad did, and that's what I do.
Right.
That's what we do. Right. And so, like, I don't know if I could, like, it would never happen, but like, I could not personally ever be a stay-at-home dad.
Oh, that'd be
right?
hard. I couldn't be a stay-at-home mom.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like going back to what we were talking about, like taking people's opinion. It's like the hard part is that like you have proven to yourself that you know how to make good decisions in life. So you should never ask for anyone's opinion.
I've definitely still made bad decisions though.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, did it kill anyone?
No, but also I'm owning it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did it kill you? Did you financially lose a lot of money? Probably not. Did it absolutely change your life and you're doing just fine now? So was it really a big mistake?
No.
It wasn't.
You're right.
It was a direction of that created who you are today.
Agreed.
There's never mistakes.
Oh, true. Learning lessons.
It's like you grow from those things.
Actually, that's like really along the lines of like what she says too. Like where
I should write a book one day.
I know.
For a guy who never went to college, I tell you. You know?
Well, I'm just like super into these books and just learning. Like one of the books
because it takes all the pressure off of you.
Oh, in what way? What do you mean?
The pressure of like, I never made a mistake that's ruined my life and everything happens for a reason and I'll be just fine. And then the next time I come up to a scenario, I'm not scared to make the mistake.
That's true.
Because I'm like, hey, I'll be all right. Everything's going to be just fine.
Because it's not that you're failing, you're learning. You tried.
I'm changing a different direction.
Oh, can I read my quote that I really like? Okay.
Pull out your phone. Rude. So I don't go to lunch with her because she always on her phone.
I cannot say it aloud. Okay. So, it's going to play a video. All right. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who never know victory nor defeat.
Agree.
I love that. Like, get out there, and if you're gonna fail hard. And then just get up and try again. Because if you're not failing, you're not trying. I love that.
But that's what I'm saying. But the reason you don't fail is because you're worried about the possession of other people. That's it.
Ooh.
That's it. That's the only reason people don't take risk. Is because they're worried about other people.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Mom, dad, spouse, family, close friends. Like.
Yeah. Social like expectations. Down. Totally agree.
Why it took you so long to come out, as a. So
people are really gonna think.
I know.
They're like, so that's why she's single. She's just hiding her life.
Hey, listen, people have said I'm gay before, so that's all right.
Really?
Yeah, like when I first started real estate, I would wear like a lot of suits all the time. And I was like very like put together. My socks would match my shirt and stuff. Yeah.
You know what? I'm not that well dressed.
Me neither. Not anymore. So, but it's going back to like the reason I did that because I was going in an industry and I felt like that persona character was what I needed to create at that moment in time.
Yep. To
make people believe I knew what I was talking about when I just was so young and I didn't know. I was or not even 30 yet.
Yeah. So
how do you trust some guy? Like, how do you trust someone to sell your $400,000 house, $500,000 house, and he's under 30? You show up in a suit and you show up in a freaking Mercedes.
That's true. It's even with education.
That's what I'm saying. It's clout. It's like, that was it. So, but then people go, why don't you ever wear suits anymore? I'm like, I don't need to.
Yeah.
I've grown out of that.
Yes.
I wear a suit when I go meet with someone that doesn't know me and it's a big meeting I have to meet. I'll borrow someone's car so I don't drive the cargo van, right? I do it all the time. But like,
true.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so funny because even in education, I mean, when you're going in and you're well educated, but you have no children.
Yeah.
Well, who are you to tell me how to be a parent? It's like, well, I mean, statistically speaking, I've studied a lot of it. So I'm just saying, like,
I've read a book.
A lot of books. Maybe I need to socialize more.
I think you need some help.
I do. I told myself, okay, here's a funny story. When I took my bike out yesterday and rode my record-breaking 20 miles, my watch told me. It was like, you set a record. Anyways, so I told myself, okay, I'm going to be brave and I'm going to stop to get a drink. That was my promise to myself. I forgot my bike chain. And I was like, I am not leaving my little cruiser alone.
But see, the difference between, I think, the dangerous part for you is like I can go have a drink somewhere and no one's gonna talk to me.
Right.
No one's gonna come up to me. Nothing.
Yes.
You, on the other hand, someone's gonna come talk to you. Difference between men and women.
Oh yeah, totally. Once upon a time, I went to Mutt Lynch's on the beach, and I had my book and I had my little beach bag, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna have a drink, and then I'm gonna go lay on the beach. And this one man was with his friends, and he was much older than I was, but he was convinced that he was going to take me on his yacht or whatever. And I was like, no, absolutely not. And he was like, how could you say no to that? And I said, because I'm my own woman. I could buy my own stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not here to meet you and go on your boat.
Yeah.
I want to read my book. And he was shook that I did not want to go on his boat. It was like, sir, stop swinging your put it away. I don't want to go on your boat. Like, I want to read my book. Yeah. It's not about you. It's about me. I'm here to have my beer, and then I'm going to go lay on the beach, and I'm going to read my book and spend time with myself. And he just was like, he didn't know how to process. He said, you're the only woman who's ever told me no.
Of course.
And he wanted to get my name and number,
but it goes
and
the other way, too.
refused.
It goes the other way. If a guy blows off a girl,
then
that
what?
never happens.
Interesting.
But the difference between a girl can just go somewhere else and get someone else immediately. The guy then still has to go work for another girl.
Fishing.
Yeah.
That's why they call dating apps like you're a fish in a barrel. However, even if you know as a woman you're the fish in the barrel, you're still empowered, right? Because you have the power of choice.
Most men do not have the power of choice.
No, not. I would say majority no. And in most cases, no.
No.
But also, I don't think most women know that they possess the power.
No, women are the most powerful people in the world.
100%. Who run the world? Girls.
Honestly, women are the most powerful. If women realize that everything men do are for women.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny that you say that.
Everything we do.
I've listened to so many books where it talks about that too.
Everything we do is for women.
Money, power, status,
working out, buying cars, buying the house, running the businesses.
When have you ever seen a woman run a Ponzi scheme?
Never.
Why?
No reason
we
to.
We don't need that money.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Women have the most powerful in the world.
Yeah, we could be broke. We could have 5 children.
Well, take OnlyFans right now.
Oh my gosh.
Take OnlyFans. For an app to come out for women now to be making so much money.
Right.
So much money. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
No woman should ever be poor.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think maybe that's why I like Cardi B so much, because she talks about how she went from nothing.
Yeah, she's a stripper, right?
Yeah. I love her ratchet lines. I'm so about that. I am so.
You're hood.
I am hood. Deep inside of me, there is a hood girl.
You drop it on those 4-inch heels.
Yes.
You're practicing right now.
100%.
School district gets shut down. We know what she's doing. So that's the thing is and that's the thing. Like I'm super pumped, but like my buddy Zach doing like the anti-bullying thing, right? Like.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It's like we all get bullied. Even I get bullied.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? That's what people don't get. Even people like me get bullied.
Yes.
Right? Like, it's been very, not difficult. It goes back to, like, luckily I'm very self-confident and don't care. But, like, I had someone DM me talking crap about the first video I posted about working out.
Ew.
And they're like,
really?
oh. And what's messed up about this, it's like, this person has no room to talk, right? But it's like, I'm like, okay, just wait until the end.
Yeah.
Just wait until the end.
100%.
Give me 12 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm going to be shredded.
Oh, it's amazing what you can do to your body in 12 weeks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So, but it's like, even I'm getting bullied. And I'm a super confident dude with a lot going on can you imagine a freaking 14-year-old girl or a 15-year-old boy who's maybe a little awkward, that doesn't have that going for them and whatever, and then they're getting bullied?
No, that's awful. And they don't have the skill set and the capacity.
They don't have the skill set. They don't have the tools. They don't know how to take shots at people.
Right.
And they don't have other things in their tool chest to show like, no, I am legit.
Okay, agreed. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like it's going to grow. Sorry guys, that's being starving.
Yeah. We're both starving ourselves right now.
Not purposely, which is so funny. We were both like, oh, we're so hungry. We better record
Let's go do a podcast. And we should probably eat, but let's do a podcast.
And we definitely said this was going to happen. But, like, you don't have the tools in the tool chest, but like you said, too, you don't have the confidence.
Yeah.
And I do think that is, like, a time And like how I told you, 2021 is just me focusing on me. What is best for me? Why is it best for me?
But that's what everyone should do.
Well, I agree.
Everyone should do that.
Okay, so I also had recently posted the one thing where it's like, be careful about who you have children with. Like, how are they when they're angry? Because I work with people's children and I see every single day how it is for them. The other quote, what did I tell you it was? It was, it's gone. But it's just important to know, heal your own trauma before you have children. Imagine how different the world would be if everybody else was like, oh, wow, yeah, I'm really broken in this area. So instead of forcing a person into this world knowingly, and they will be the one to love me because nobody else has.
Yeah.
Eek, that's deep.
Yeah, but I think going back to you, like, even everyone should always worry about themselves. Well, even in a relationship.
Yeah, but okay, so we talked about that too. And sometimes people become too clingy or dependent on the other person.
They're not taking care of themselves.
Yes.
Because they base their happiness on other people.
And because they need that other person to validate them. And so for me, I think that's why, and I had said to you, I posted a selfie today, not because I'm looking for somebody to applaud me. I don't need that. I think because I feel so hard in where
I'm not applying you then.
I don't need your applause.
Damn. Screw you, Ernie.
Take them. Keep your breadcrumbs.
Tell Ernie to stop slapping.
I love Ernie. Don't listen to Adam.
Yeah.
But like for me, I think I'm just so excited about 2021. I'm excited about where I'm at. I'm excited to see my growth. I'm excited because I've worked so hard to get to where I am, and it's like, you did it. I am like clapping for myself, and nobody can clap louder for me than me.
100%.
I'm just stoked.
I'm proud of you.
I know. And my little beach cruiser, the new one with the gears.
But it was so funny, like a $200 decision.
Oh my gosh. You know what? And that's
a $200 decision.
Point. I swear to God.
Could change your game.
Yes. Literally went in for just the masking tape. Saw that one little beach cruiser left. I already have one, but for some reason, I saw this one. And I was like, I need a second one. That way when friends come over, they can just hop on and we cruise together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I want to get like a little baby thing for my friends that have babies. And we can, because otherwise it's like, oh, well, I have the baby. I can't go. It's like, no. We got a baby thing. We're cruising.
Yeah.
It's just so relaxing. And I know you ride your bike.
Yeah, all the time.
Do you think it's relaxing, or like, what does it do for you?
For me, it's like the challenge of like getting faster at something, right? Ooh. So like, I always am like, because I have an app called Strava, and Strava like tracks your times on the trails.
Oh, that's cool.
So like you can go, like when you get done with your ride, it tells you like, okay, that was your third fastest time on that trail.
Yes. And
then they even break trails down like in parts. So it's like you were the third fastest on the top and second fastest on the bottom. That was your second fastest overall. You're like, okay, so like I need to do that better. Yeah. And so the reason why I spent so much money on the bike, I wanted to get faster.
Oh.
I was like, okay, like my endurance is great.
Right.
So it's like, okay, how do I get faster? I gotta have faster, like better equipment to handle me to go faster.
Right.
So I was like, okay, how do I get faster and faster and faster? Because it's like I get the excitement of going faster. Like the excitement for me is like when you hit a section so smooth and so flawless that you never have done before.
Yeah.
And you can see that your skill levels getting better. You're like, that felt so good.
Yes. You see yourself getting
progressive.
Better.
Yeah.
Maybe that's I think I'm addicted to growth.
Yeah. Well, because if you're not moving, I mean, it's such a lame thing, but like if you're not moving forward or moving backwards or whatever, you're not moving.
That's how I feel.
But it's like for me, it's just like what gets you excited then?
Well, see, and I think that's
a lot of people just don't, or a lack of excitement in their lives. Why I always say to you, I want to have as much fun as possible, whatever I'm doing.
Totally.
Right? It could be the dumbest thing ever.
Yep.
But let's just try to have as much fun as possible.
Oh my God, that's like me with bowling. I'm awful, but if I go, I'm gonna have the best time.
As much fun as possible.
I laugh and I have the greatest time. Yeah. Like if I'm gonna invest my time with it, I'm gonna enjoy it.
I want to have as much fun as possible.
Yes.
Because what's the point of doing it?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Just enjoy and that's why I'm like, I tell people like, stop worrying about so much dumb stuff that doesn't matter. Just really like how much stuff really matters.
That's
not
true.
that much. Literally, there's nothing that you're upset about or you're dealing with that in a week you're still going to be worrying about it.
It's funny that you bring it up, and I don't know why my electricity bill came to mind. It's not because I can't pay it, but the Edison site is stressing me out because it wouldn't work, and they were revamping their bill pay thing. So they're telling me I'm behind when I've been trying to pay it, and I'm always the person who pays ahead, especially as a teacher, right? Because we're only paid 10 months out of the year. So I always pay ahead.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that stresses me out.
But why?
I know, exactly.
It's stupid.
It's not worth being stressed about. And I think because for me, it's like, that's not who you are. You pay ahead and you pay on time.
And then here's the question is, this is where I think even though we're both super independent people, that's when you have to have a partner to be like, what are you doing? Stop.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Like, you're almost like saying you're dancing too fast. Slow down.
Just stop.
Calm down.
Just what are you freaking out about?
Agreed.
We'll pay it.
Yeah, agreed.
Write them a check.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I asked my parents, how are you paying the bill? Because I can't get the online
write
thing.
a check.
I know. My mom was like, I think your dad wrote a check and mailed it in. And for me, that never even crossed my mind.
Exactly.
I was like, why would I mail in a check?
You're like, who has checks?
That's how I feel. I'm like, a check for what?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
everything
I think
is
I saw
digital.
someone. I was actually thinking about the other day. I'm like, I was at Target. I'm like, I thought I saw someone writing a check. And I'm like, no, they're not writing a check. I'm like, do places still take checks?
I think they do.
I don't know.
I think they have to. I remember as a kid, my mom writing a check at the grocery store. Oh, what's the amount? Here's the check.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my soul. What a different world. I mean, for example, I don't even know if you remember it, for McDonald's when it had the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. That makes me feel better.
I just love, McDonald's, the biggest thing I remember was my parents would not take me on Sundays to get 35-cent cheeseburgers. We could only go on Wednesday to get normal burgers. And I'm like, no, but I want cheese for 10 more cents. Like, I want cheese, Mom.
So awesome. I hope you're listening.
Mom, that's why I'm broken inside, because you wouldn't give me cheeseburgers.
Oh my gosh. Imagine if that was what your
That was like the
childhood
big
trauma
thing.
was.
Like, well, so that's the other thing too. Like, I don't know. I can't understand people that had trauma growing up. I grew up in Orange Crest, middle America.
Right.
My parents were together. My dad had a job. My mom had a job. Like, did I live the craziest life ever? No. But did I really ever go with things I didn't need? No.
Well, that's why you're a stable human being, though, too, because they say for most people who have trauma inflicted as a child, they struggle the most.
Of
whereas
course.
if it's inflicted as an adult, you're better able to handle it.
I can handle it better.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing.
It goes back to the tools.
Literally nothing that can faze me.
Oh, that's
nothing.
That's really
There's
impressive.
not one thing in life that can faze me.
It also made me think about how they looked at kids who were with their parents in Germany during bombings versus kids who were sent away from their parents. And the kids who were sent away so they wouldn't witness the trauma and the bombings and all that, they were more screwed up than the ones that stayed through the bombings, the killings, dead bodies, all that. They fared better.
Yeah.
How fascinating.
Nothing can faze me.
That's impressive.
Like, if someone dies, obviously.
Yeah.
But I just 2 years ago dealt with my grandpa's death. Okay. Like it was terrible.
Oh, it's
I
awful.
dealt with it.
Yeah.
Got through it. I know I can get through it.
Yes.
It's gonna, whatever. The only thing that could ever faze me is losing someone close to me.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I know I'll get through it.
Also true.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Someone I spoke to and saw the most in my life, who has affected my life probably more than my parents.
Yeah.
I got through it.
Oh, that's hard. It makes me think about dogs.
100%. We were just talking about your family losing a dog. Like,
yeah.
I put down a dog 2 years ago, and that guy was my best friend, and I got through it, and it sucked.
Yes.
But I know deep down inside I can get through it.
Yes, it's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard. It's going to suck.
Yes.
But I'm going to get through it.
You know what, though? What do you think gets you through it? Feeling it? Like, knowing that it sucks? Embracing the suck?
Knowing that, like, it is what it is. And
you can't change it.
There's nothing I can change about it.
Yeah.
And all I can do is enjoy the moments I had with that when they were here. Mm-hmm. And I can't change anything when I was gone.
Right.
And at the end of the day, like, what I'm really working on hard this year and moving forward is, like, spending more time with my parents, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I call my mom, I try to call my mom every day now.
Yeah.
Right? Because, like, when my grandpa passed away, I had no regrets on my relationship with him. Right?
Powerful.
So I had no regrets.
Right.
So I wasn't sad. I mean, like, it sucked. He was gone. And even, like, the other day, I was, like, thinking, I'm like, man, it's already been 2 years since he's been gone. Like, and it doesn't feel like it's been 2 years, but, like, I have no regrets with him. There's nothing more I could have said to him.
Yes.
There's nothing more that I could have made him proud.
Right.
There's nothing like I know there was one time he was like, when are you having kids? I'm like, Grandpa, first I gotta like get married, and then I gotta meet someone, then get married, and then have kids. So I know that would have been something that would have really helped him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of seeing me get married and having a grandkid, and obviously he had great grandkids with my sister, but like I know like it would have meant something with me.
Yes.
But like I can't what I would have done? Like went out and just like find someone online on Russia. This is my Russian bride.
No,
we're gonna get married.
Oh my God, I was just joking about mail order brides.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was really a thing.
It is a thing, for sure. You always see it, especially with Asian people. I think
Really?
Yeah, I think it is.
I'm gonna look it up after this.
Totally
I swear.
Google that.
I know. I want to know because when in doubt, Google it out. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
exactly. You're gonna look for a man.
I mean, I might have to.
Yeah,
at this
based
point.
on your social skills.
Totally.
There's no chance you're meeting someone.
100%.
Yes.
Like, as much as I would like to say that maybe I could, although I do have to say, because I mean, I was telling you.
Maybe on a bike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was very proud of my social interactions, and I didn't feel hurt, angry.
Which doesn't make
afraid.
sense because our interactions are fine.
Yes, but I know that you're safe.
Oh, okay.
You know, like. Okay, so
I could take offense to that, but I'm not going to.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you could take offense to it. I think that's a compliment.
Sure. So, but going back to like what's interesting is like that. It's like no regrets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No regrets.
Totally. I absolutely agree.
Sorry. And the funny thing is, if you read one book, like mental health or like whatever, Tony Robbins book.
Are you hitting me right now?
No, I'm just saying like in general with people. If you just took one time to read one book, you would learn all this stuff that I'm saying.
Oh, totally.
Seriously.
I love listening to like Tony Robbins, but I mean, I'm like right now I'm on my learning about people's trauma and what happens and why. Like that's the thing that I'm stuck on. Like The Body Keeps the Score is the book that I'm on right now. And it talks about the Vietnam veterans, and it talks about how they go through all this trauma and they come back. And then it talks about how they take out their anger on like their family.
Are you doing that? Are you doing that to like stay away from red flags of people you bring in your life?
No, actually, I don't know. Maybe, you know what? Maybe subconsciously I am.
Like you're like, ooh, that person went through that. This is what's probably going to happen with them. I'm going to stay away from that.
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe I am. That's so interesting that you say that. Maybe at a subconscious level, I am. Because it's so fascinating.
Because you've gone through some different, there's some other of people you've been with that have had some events.
Yes.
Then that has caused bad things for you.
Even like a speech impediment.
Yeah.
Like one guy that I dated, he had a speech impediment. It was severe when he was a child. And I think because of that, The Body Keeps the Score, the book talks about how kids that were touched by the priest, they were ones on anabolic steroids and just constantly juicing and going to the gym. And they were the most insecure. And they were actually the most aggressive, but they were also the most fearful. So, I mean, and that's how that person was. And maybe it was because they were teased so hard that they felt that need to overcompensate.
Yeah.
Like, you can't hurt me. Look how strong I am. Which is so sad, right? Like, I mean, at some level, you have to show grace to the other people and go, wow, that's so
Well, you have to understand that it's like they didn't know either.
Right. Well, and that's their subconscious movement.
You know what I mean?
See, maybe, I don't know. But I mean, I would rather read books than anabolic steroids.
Well, I think too, it's like, I think we all have a mechanism. Like I would say mine is success.
Oh, probably mine too.
Right? Like I have a thing where I say, I want to walk into a room and everyone know who I am based on my success.
Interesting.
So my goal is like, I want to be the most successful person as possible as I can be.
Yeah, I had to ask myself in that moment if that's what I want. And I don't think that's what I want. I just want to be successful so I know that I don't ever have to rely on anybody else. Like everything is based on what I want. I'm a good human being, so I don't worry about that. It's like I just know that I want to be independent, self-reliant, autonomous.
Which I think you're there.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think that's why for me it was like 2021 is about making sure I am who I am, and I think that the universe is going to bring me my person because I don't want my person yes, maybe to take care of me in the sense that I do believe
emotionally, maybe.
Yeah, like support
like
system.
telling you like stop freaking out about the freaking electric bill.
Totally. Like, you know, it's okay if we have laundry. It's okay if the house isn't immaculate because I like to leave the house really clean. It's like, you don't know if somebody's going to come over. You got to make sure it's ready to go right when they walk in. So I want my person to go places, have fun with, not to support me in like a financial way. Like, is that a benefit of 2 incomes? I mean, heck yeah.
I'm just looking for health insurance.
Dude, medical, dental, vision.
If you know anyone out there that has medical, let me know.
Well, mine's pretty sweet. Gonna throw it out there.
We might have to make a little situation here because
it's a business deal.
Listen, in all honesty, a relationship, a marriage is a business transaction.
100%.
It is. Why does it? I will never marry a failing. Well, I would never join businesses with a failing company. Why would I do that in my personal life?
Yeah. No. Agreed.
I want my stock prices to go up, not go down.
Yeah, you don't want to tie your trailer to somebody else's.
Yeah, it's like let me take on a company full of debt, okay, and brings no income to the table. That sounds like a great idea.
Oh yeah, I don't know how people do that.
Sounds awful. But if you can give me some of your health insurance, it'd be great. Because that $500 a month sucks every month.
Oh, that's actually like considering. I mean,
not very bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I have platinum or gold, whatever it is.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I pay $220 a month just to cover my income and like have my life insurance.
Oh.
That way, if anything happens to me.
I have no life insurance.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have anyone, so.
I did it so that like if my parents had to bury me, they wouldn't have to come out of pocket and they'd come up on some money and can go on vacation and celebrate my life.
Yeah, they're like,
they'd be like, she did it.
They're like, thanks, we got it.
Yeah. I'm all, here's some cash, go have some fun.
Well, and I think that thing is going back to like just taking the time to like have real conversations with people. And they're just few and far between.
Yes.
Because the problem is I think a lot of people just think like you're wrong, I'm right, and not a discussion.
Why do you think that is? Do you think it's fear-based?
I think it's lack of knowledge.
Oh, I was going to say ignorance.
It's just lack of knowledge because they don't want to say, like when last year when Black Lives Matter was happening, I sat down with a guy.
Yeah.
Who like was all about Black Lives Matter, and I said, "Hey, let's talk this thing out." Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Help me understand.
And we did it on this.
Yeah.
And he made some points where I was like, "Yeah, that's so right." Like I did not see it that way. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
Yeah. Well, it was like one of those things. I'm like, I said something like, "Well, shouldn't you guys have like? Do you feel like Black Lives Matter needs like a leader, like an MLK?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, we're all Americans, shouldn't it be the president?"
Oh.
And I go, he's like, "So you're white and you have a leader, which is the president, but we're both Americans and we don't have a leader because we're black. We need an MLK." And I was like, I said, I understand that. I was like, that was a point I never thought about.
Yeah,
because I was saying like the direction of the message is not. And then what sucks now is like one of the leaders of Black Lives Matter like bought like 4 houses.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Right.
What?
So I think a lack of knowledge and a lack of just like wanting to see someone else's side. It's like when you argue with someone in your relationship. I'm right, you're wrong. The only difference is you're switching out the person.
That's true.
You're right, I'm wrong. That's it.
I don't know why it made me think of the quote, like watering your own grass. You know, it's like people are constantly looking for somebody else in this day and age.
Well, and especially in this world where
Yes.
social media pumps all your ideas to yourself.
Yes.
Right? So it's like if you believe one thing, that's all you're going to see.
Oh.
So if you're a Democrat, you're only going to get Democrat stuff on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. If you're a Republican, you're only going to get Republican
All the
things.
ads.
If you're that, if you believe in this, if you believe in that. So then what does it do? It just forces you to keep seeing everything you guys are right about and nothing that you're wrong about.
Oh, that's so sad. It's very small-minded thinking.
But they want you to be that way because they want to control your thoughts and minds.
Yeah, I do think social media and the ads and things are very scary.
Oh, for sure. It's like I was talking about going on vacation and I was saying a vacation ad. I'm like,
Costco has the best deals. Just
I know.
saying.
I got to go on somewhere this year. So, well, I am really hungry and it's an hour.
Me too. Oh.
You want to go eat somewhere?
Holla. Let's go.
Let's go eat something. All right. Always, always, always one of my favorite people to talk to in the world. I hope you know that. And everyone, go follow her. She needs to start her own podcast. She's a smart girl. She reads way too many books. She's way smarter than me. I'm just lucky to be in this conversation. Luckily I can just ask a lot of insightful questions. You know what I mean? I don't have any answers myself, but I can ask a lot of questions to keep her thinking. You know what I mean?
When in doubt, Google it out.
When in doubt, Google it. So, but always a great time. And then until next time, guys. Peace.
Thank you.